Hey again from the garden, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So I'm out here this morning harvesting for today's farmer's market, and I thought that this would be the perfect time to film a quick video for you guys on how I harvest my 3 favorite summer focal flowers: zinnias, sunflowers, and dahlias. Now, first of all, you always want to make sure you harvest at a cool part of the day, early in the morning or late in the evening. You never want to harvest in the heat of the afternoon because your flowers won't last as long. And when I'm out in the garden harvesting, I always bring a couple of tools with me. I like a good pair of snips. These are Fiskars. I have them linked down below in my Amazon store. And I always bring a bucket of water with me because you always want to get your stems in water right away. So let's harvest dahlias first. My dahlias really just started blooming, so I haven't been able to use them a lot in bouquets yet this summer. Dahlias for me are a late August all the way to frost flower, and they're really just starting to come alive, which is exciting. So we're gonna harvest today a variety called AC White Rabbit. Google it, it's beautiful. It's a speckled variety. And you'll notice that I have some white bags on the blooms of my dahlias. These are organza bags. I get them on Amazon, and these are to keep the bugs off. This year I'm dealing with the corn rootworm beetle and the cucumber beetle, and they will absolutely decimate my flowers. So I cover them with these organza bags, and it solves the problem. So to harvest my dahlias, I cut really low on the stem to get as long a stem as possible, but then that also encourages branching, so when I get new dahlia blooms, the stems are even longer. Then I just take the organza bag off of the bloom, and they're a little bit wet because we had some rain last night, and I'll transfer it over to another bloom that has yet to open. Then I will strip all the lower leaves off of the stem, maybe even a couple buds that won't open, and get it in the bucket of water. What a beautiful stem that is. Now, zinnias are one of my most prolific bloomers throughout the summer, and I use these, I would say, from June all the way till frost. And one of the tricks that you want to use when you're harvesting your zinnias is called the wiggle test. So what I do is I come in here to the stem of my zinnia and I will wiggle it back and forth. And if my stem isn't strong, then I know that the zinnia is not ready to harvest. But if the stem doesn't move at all, like this one's a little wobbly, this one is really wiggly, that's still a little wobbly, that one is pretty tough, it doesn't move, then I know that it's okay to harvest. This zinnia is done with, so I'm just gonna clip it off. Then I strip all of the lower leaves, and that is a nice long stem. With zinnias, I also wanna cut down really low because it will give me a nice usable stem for my bouquets, but then when it encourages the branching, it makes those stems grow up and tall, and that's how you get the really long stems. And as you can see, these plants are getting pretty tall. So again, when I come in here and do the wiggle test, you can see this stem is pretty wobbly. This one's a little bit better, but still wobbly, sturdy. So this one can be harvested. These that are wobbly, they need more time. Here's a great example of a zinnia that's ready to harvest. When I wiggle it back and forth, the stem stays nice and straight. This is going to be a perfect one for today, and probably this one next to it. Now here's my current patch of sunflowers that we are going to come in and harvest from. And sunflowers I like to harvest at a very certain stage. Now this sunflower, you can see that the petals, they're just starting to be visible, but they are not yet lifted off the face of the sunflower. This is too early. This, however, is the perfect stage in which I love to harvest a sunflower. The petals are just lifting off of the face. The bugs have not started to munch on it yet, and I have quite a few in here that I'm gonna harvest this morning. With sunflowers, I basically just cut the stem length that I need for the bouquet, and the stem that's left in the ground, I just pull those out at the end of the season. And I make sure to strip all the leaves off the bottom, just leaving a few on the top. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I harvest 3 of my favorite summer flowers, and stay tuned for a lot more gardening yet this season. We'll see you soon.